Welcome back in new chapter, that is protocol testing and life cycles. So here we will try to understand what does it mean by protocol testing and how protocol testing life cycles triggers. So let's move on. Okay, protocol testing. So when we talk about protocol testing, it's a combination of two words. One is protocol, second is testing. What does it mean? Before coming on the technical terminology, let's understand first protocol. Protocol is nothing but it is set of rule. It is set of rule. Okay. So when we talk about rule, it means that someone has built or someone has governed this rule which everyone has to follow if they are working on that specific term. So let's understand in layman language first. So let's assume that the CM, the chief minister, has to meet with PM, the Prime Minister of India. Can CM directly meet with PM? The answer is no. So first, CM has to place the request via telephonic or it could be through the letter, right? Medium can be on different way, can be different things. But first, CM has to place the request. Now, the PMO will receive that request, connect with the Prime Minister. Once Prime Minister gives the go ahead or approval, then PMO communicate back to the CM with the specific date and the time when PM wants to meet with the CM. So this is kind of rule CM has to follow to meet with PM. Same way, when we talk about the telecom industry, this is mainly governed by the 3GPP body, third generation partnership project body, who define the rules for all the node, whether it is UE, is a G node B, or the core network. They have defined the rules, regulation, and every vendor must be followed to ensure that works, each component works in sync. Now, coming back at the technical terminology, protocol is a set of defined rule, and testing means validate the defined rule by the 3GPP in different technical reference with respect to the protocol. Okay. Now, let's move on protocol testing life cycle. How it works. So, first step is requirement analysis. Now, let's say a client is external. There could be internal. Within the big organization, there is a multiple team are there. So, one team is basically client of the other. Can be possible. But most of the time, our client is external, right? So, whenever the client come up with certain requirement, we need to first understand the exact requirement of our customer. We need to collect each and every information as much as possible which they want. So first step, we need to accumulate, collect all the requirement of our customer. That we do it. Like what product exactly they want, what feature exactly they want, if we, right, and even the product, what a specific any configuration they want. So every possible input we needed to collect it here. Second step comes test planning. Once the requirement we collect or gather, then we need to work on the planning part. Mostly this is done by the technical manager, TM, or can be TL also engage. So TM and TL engage here to plan the strategy. What does it mean by planning? Planning means it can be on the multiple front. It could be the resource planning. It could be the tools planning. What are the tools going to be needed? Then there could be a software related, the hardware related planning, the effort which needed, right? The logistic perspective. So these are all part of test planning. How should be the test bed should be, right? So all are part of test planning we do. Once planning is done, third stage comes test case design. Now in this phase, the team lead or the technical manager design the all the possible test case. Now test case can be from the different requirement. So there could be a requirement of the throughput test. So we need to collect all the combination. So it could be the single cell scenario throughput test, could be the multiple cell scenario throughput test, could have with the different modulation scheme, could have the different carrier aggregation, could have in the cell edge, center, the mid part. I mean, all the possibility which we need to consider here. It could be UDP, it could be TCP, whether it could be the ping tested, right? So that we need to collect it. Then if it is related with the handover, then we need to test all the intra-frequency, the IRAD, then the CSFB possibility, right? With the single cell, with the multiple cell. So handover with respect to the addition of the throughput, unidirectional, the bidirectional. I mean, all possible test case we need to design it here. Once third is done, step 4 comes test environment setup. Here we will discuss about the test bed setup. That if it need UE simulator, whether we need the network emulator, then what should be the software version, what should be the configuration, what are the additional RF cable which we need, we are going to test, right? Whether we need to test on the OTA environment, right? If cable is needed, then what the brand which we need to cable, where the minimum loss can be possible. If attenuator is needed, then which the programmable attenuator is needed or physical attenuator is needed. So we need to set up test bed here. Then step 5 comes test execution. So whatever the test case we have designed it here, once our test bed is ready, our lab setup is ready, then we execute one by one all the test case which we have created or designed it. And then we see that whether the test case is going success or there is any issue is coming. If success is okay, then no issue. If there is a issue coming, then sixth step we do defect reporting and the tracking. So every test case execution we keep closely monitor that whether test case is execution as per the requirement, as per the configuration, right? If in case an issue comes, then we do report issue to the development team. They can validate that, in case required, reproduce it and then fix the bug. Once that part is done, bug is fixes, everything is done, then last steps comes test closure. Test closure means we prepare the report, test closure report, where which contains starting till the end each and every step, each and every milestone which we have achieved, and each and every learning which we did during the entire phase or life cycle. And then finally, test closure report is submitted to the end customer. Thank you. See you in the next session.